Okay, so I have created a repository again on GitLab. So there are public servers are there where like SaaS offerings. These are the SaaS offerings of any source code repository system using GitLab, GitHub, then Bitbucket, and again there are different cloud environments. They do provide their own Git repository too. So I have worked with GitHub, Bitbucket, and GitLab, all the three. Anyone you can work. Obviously, all are related to the Git protocol, and all they support the Git completely. And if you want to download, I think last time I spoke about how to install Git on your laptop. Did anybody install
Yep.
Git? So once you install Git, obviously your system will understand the Git command. So Git install. If you go here, last time I spoke, go to download and download. Here it is showing Mac, but you can definitely go to Windows and download the one for Windows. It will be exe file. It looks like it's 32-bit, but you can always download the 64-bit. Okay, so 64-bit, and you can install. After installation, you can definitely run your Git command on your system. So once you have the Git command, so let's start from the beginning. So here, if you go ahead and see my repository, if you click here, in the README file, I have given a kind of complete how to work with this Git repository. This is I have created. In fact, when you create a Git repository, it will give all this information, how to create, if you have already existing file, how to upload. So what you do is, all of you, I'm sure that you have all your username and password and email ID, right? So just execute, open a command prompt, okay? Open a command prompt and execute this line. Copy it. I'm assuming that you have completely access to this Git repository or the GitLab repository, right? So
This is Raja. So I just downloaded this GitHub. Now, what do you want us to do? Sorry, I did not get that translation.
okay, no problem. So once you downloaded, is it a exe file or what is that you downloaded?
It's a exe file.
Yeah, just double click on that.
Okay.
And just click. Don't change anything. I think that should be fine. Maybe I should start my Windows system so that I can show you. Hold it, please. I'll start my Windows system and come back.
Thank you, Partha.
Okay, it will take some time. So,
Anshuleshwar, can you ping that command? Like, can you put in a chat that command?
which one? This one?
Yes. Git config global.
Okay, so I like to know how you're accessing this meeting from a laptop, right?
Yeah.
Then why don't you log into your GitLab?
I already logged in my GitLab.
Okay, then it is there in your system. It in front of you. It will be there. This page particularly. Just copy it. Isn't it?
Project view we are talking about, right?
No, just go to the project.
Yeah.
SB demo. Right? SpringBoot.
Yes.
Once you see that, go down. Readme.md. Is it visible or not?
Yes. I got it.
Yeah. So just copy it.
Okay.
I don't see that SB demo in my projects.
Have you shared your email ID and have you logged into your?
Yes, I have shared it.
Okay, what's let me check.
Let me type my email
What's the
ID.
email ID, please?
Yeah, let me send here.
Can you quickly, Sujit, yeah.
Yes,
With Sujit.
senapati.sujit@gmail.com.
At gmail.com?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, hold it. Let me not here. I don't want to individually. So, close out. Now, can you check if you got access?
Yeah, I'm just logging out and signing in back.
Panjaleshwar, sorry, same with me. Even I could not find the details, Panjaleshwar. Can I give my email ID if you don't mind?
Yeah, please give me.
It's Raja RAJA underscore
Underscore
SUNDAR
SUNDAR
DAR 7 numeric 7 at yahoo.com.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Panchaleshwar, I can see it now. Thank you.
Okay. Now, Raja, if you can check.
Sure.
Yeah. So, okay. Once you have this repository accessible to you, you should have.
Yep.
Now, okay. So now what you do is open a, let me log into my Windows system so that people, I think. I can run in Windows maybe. Okay, can you see my Windows system? Yep. Okay, so maybe the next time I'll run from Windows then. Okay, so let me see if I have already installed. So what you do is once you download Git, so go to here, download Windows for Windows. So this is 64-bit, right? I have already, it is there, but let me save it. So then execute it. Just double click on that. And it will, yes, install. So this will go on, and it may, because it's press, I reinstall it. It didn't ask me questions, but for you, it may ask some of the questions. And you just all accept by default. It should be fine. Default, just click next, next, next. It should be fine. Everybody, can you confirm please if you install Git? It's important for all of you.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the zoom, the control which they're giving on the top of, that's pretty irritating, honestly. The zoom control they're just giving. It is covering half, like my middle screen completely, and I cannot see anything. That's why you have to kind of, is there any way I can just automate hide the video panel, hide floating. Okay, let me see. No, it's not going. Meeting control. Okay, now it's gone. Okay, thanks. So, so open your command, like command prompt. Is it visible still? Let me know, please.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, fine. So what you do is create a first directory, maybe in the D, ideally in the D directory. So here I have community learning, and I have something. Just I'll clean it. Maybe okay, let it be there. So I have community learning. Now I'll create another folder called maybe Spring Boot or workspace maybe. Okay, I created a folder called workspace, right? So from that D, go to D, and it is community learning. Go to your folder, cd command, and go to workspace. Or you can directly create on maybe D and create a workspace here itself. It will be better. Okay, D workspace. Let's all of us have this D workspace. Okay, that will be easier for everybody to follow. D workspace. So this is our directory for all our code henceforth. D workspace, right? Now here, just check if Git is running. Just enter simple Git and enter. If it is recognized, it should execute all these options. Or in fact, Git version, it should give you
hyphen versions.
Hyphen, okay. So that should give you what is the Git version installed here, okay? Clear? Now, let's clone our repository first, okay? And to clone our repository, this is what I'll open my Git repository here, Gitlab. Let me log in from my Windows, so we can do from here itself. Okay. So this is my SB demo, and here just copy this. Let's set up first. Okay. Copy it. Simple login and copy it. Select it and maybe just Control C. We'll copy it and execute it with your username. Here for me it is my username, and for you it is your username. Okay. And maybe this is the email ID. Copy it again, and whatever your email ID is. Okay. Now, just copy the whole thing. I'll not go deep into Git. Okay, Git has a lot of options, but I will expect that you will learn it, because if we learn everything bit by bit, it will take a lot of time to move ahead. So I want to cover most of the thing. Rather, I want to introduce you everything, but I'll just touch upon things so that it is workable for you. But if you want to go really deep into each subject, please go ahead and learn Git completely, all the options of the Git, okay? So just whatever is here and we can work with, that's what I'll just cover here, so that it will able to cover a lot of things. So here, give your username again, git clone, and exactly like this, username at gitlab.com, because it's a private one. So that's why you have to give your username, okay? And enter. So here, once you enter it, you see that it asks me, it is a Windows security window opened, and it asks me my password. Please confirm if you have up to here, so that unless you have it is, unless you give your password here, it will not set up. So if you are getting it, please confirm me.
Yes.
And please enter your password here. The same GitLab password.
Yeah, Panchalesh.
Panchalesh, will this be same more or less for Mac?
Yes.
Okay.
So now, then what happened is it went ahead and logged in, and it downloaded, because it's a private repository. Because I have made it. If I make it public, actually you need not give this username if it is public. Okay. So once that is done, if you see, do directory dir, SB demo will be there already. So here you go to D drive and go to your workspace, and you see there is a folder called SB demo, because this is cloned into your local. So now you see that there is a .git directory also created. It is by default, where all your configurations will be there. .git. If maybe some of you may not see it, because all the dot files are already normally hidden, right? Any folder or any file starts with the dot, those are hidden files or hidden folders. So .git is also a hidden file, but I have make it all my hidden files to be visible in my Windows system, so it is visible. Okay. So this is a .git, and if you see, all are here. Source, whatever you see in our repository, everything is copied to your local folder. So now we have in Git term, it is called local repository and remote repository. So this is our local repository, and in the GitLab, this is our remote repository for you. Okay. Now, have you installed the Microsoft Visual Studio Code? Did you install?
Yes. Yes.
So please open that
Yes.
code, Visual Studio Code, and maybe you can open it. Like, let me close all my close the folder, and let me open the new one, which is just closed. So now I'll go to D, workspace, and SB demo, open it. So once you open, you see this is what is your source and the Java, and this is the code and demo controller. All are visible here, right? Now you can edit your code. So whatever you want, you can edit, and you can locally execute. And so let's do it. Let's do it. So go to terminal here, terminal, new terminal. Okay. And have you installed Maven, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody? Okay. Have you installed Java?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we did it last time.
We did it last time. Okay. So here, SB demo and Maven clean package. So that it will clean if at all anything, and it will make a package. It will build a package. So hopefully everybody is up to here. All you can execute it without problem.
Yep.
Okay, so now execute Java -jar dot target and demo. This is the executable file. Just execute it. Let's see. And just to check what is the port number, you can go to resource, and here it is 8090. Actually, last time I did it, so it is 8090. So obviously, because you have downloaded from the same repository, so you have to execute here in the browser. If you have Chrome or Firefox or whatever browser, or even if Internet Explorer, type localhost :8090, and it is a demo. I think we have given the path as demo. So /demo, right? Please confirm me if you are getting up to here.
Yes.
Still waiting for us. Taking some time.
Okay. So and why I'm asking you is, at least if you are getting up to here, that means your setup is correct. That's what I wanted to just ensure. Because unless our base system is correctly configured, we cannot do higher things or different things. So I want to ensure that all of you are getting up to here, so that I ensure that your Git is installed, your Maven is installed, your Java is installed. At least these three basic base software are installed correctly. Okay. Once it is done, I'll go back to our cloud stuffs, because that's what is required here. Okay. Because initially I thought of running in the local system, but again I thought no. Then because we are running on cloud, so I should really do on cloud itself. So what we are doing is here.
1 second, Pantlai sir, what is the command for building it?
Which one? Did I say something?
No, I missed. Means I'm still behind. I was trying to execute that in Visual Studio Code to build it. What is the command? npm. What is that?
Okay, so
Oh,
here.
it's Java.
Okay, so did you build it?
No, I executed npm clean package.
Okay, so here. Okay, so basically, I just don't mug up anything, any command. To run any class Java packages, the basic command is Java. Okay, to run any Java file or any Java application, the run is done by Java. That's a command. Okay, and because if you see what is the output of this, let me tell you. When you execute this command called mvn clean package, what is the output of this? Previously, when you downloaded this package, actually there was no target here, okay, or there was no settings here. Only source on Git was there. Now, if you see here, there is a target folder created. This is the output of the mvn command. Okay, so you see here in the target, SB demo target, also there is a jar file created. Okay, So you want to execute this jar file from a command line. So either you can run from here, or even if you can run from here. So if you go here, sb demo, and run Java command -jar, because you are going to execute a jar file, and give the path. Path is target, and the demo, the whole path you have to give, and the file which you want to execute. So even if here also you can execute it. So the command is Java -jar target class demo hyphen. If you just push your tab, it will take it. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So after that, if you go to your browser, it is localhost. Either you can give localhost. If you don't get localhost, 127.0.0.1 colon 8090/demo. This also will do, because localhost IP address is always 127.0.0.1. That's localhost IP address. Okay. Or there is another way. If you can check what is your IP address in your system, you can execute it. Another command here, ipconfig. Just execute ipconfig and see what is your local IP address. For me, it's my own local IP. It's not public, okay? So you cannot access it. It will be different for you. So you can check it 192.168.1.10 8090/demo. Okay, you can still get the same output. Okay, so this is because it's a local IP address, local LAN. You are your home LAN, you will be there, right? In the home LAN, this is the IP address. So you can get the output from this IP address also. So because your server is running here already. So you have a server, web server, which is running here. By the way, I wanted to tell that where this web server is coming from. So actually Spring Boot framework is pushing to this jar file, actually the web server, which is nothing but a small Tomcat server. If you see here in the output, okay, if you see the output here, you see a starting servlet engine Apache Tomcat. Do you see this in your output? Right. So actually it is starting a Tomcat server for you. And who is starting that? The Spring Boot framework itself is starting that for you. It is embedded inside your code. So every Spring Boot application is having an embedded Tomcat server inside it. Okay, so that's why it is able to run for you as a web server. So again, that is a different aspect of development, which I don't want to go again. But that's why I said I'll touch upon everything to move ahead. Okay, now we got it. Now let's go back to our GitLab, so that now you could, this is what a individual developer would do. As a developer, this one you'll just do locally, developing a maybe Spring Boot application, or maybe a microservice application, which you will develop on your laptop. But is it just downloading the code and then how you would suppose you created as a developer, you created a new folder, okay? Suppose you created a new file, whatever it is, for your code. So what you will do? So let me create something here. This is Hello Spring. Suppose I created another file. Let's quickly see it is a /demo, maybe I'll create a /login so that it will be clear to you. Because I don't want to go development, but I want to show the process how a DevOps engineer or maybe a developer first would work in a DevOps environment. So what I'll do is here, I'll create a new file called maybe login controller. Suppose I am to .java. Okay. So here, I'm sorry, this didn't create properly somewhere. I'll delete it. So here I'll create login controller .java. Okay. I created this folder. So what I'll do is everything you just copy from the demo controller, everything you just copy and paste everything, just override it. We'll just change it here. Okay. Here instead of demo controller, I'll write login controller. And instead of /demo, maybe I'll put login. And I'll just change maybe this is the login page. Suppose we are creating a login application. I'll not go deeper into the code. Okay. Suppose this one. You, as a developer, you created this file. You obviously end up creating many files, but instead of hello Spring, I'll change it to login. Just simple login. Okay. Let's have this and go ahead and save this file. Save it. So now this is created and let's see if it is executing. Execute the same ambient clean package. So failed to project, what happened? Login controller, okay. Okay, it is running actually. You see, okay. Here, because it cannot create a new because it's running. So stop control first. If your web server is running, stop it first using Control C. Go to the command prompt here. Whatever you have started, or if you have started here also, if you have started on the code, then just click on the bottom window and just press Control C. So it will stop. If you have not started, if you have started in a separate command prompt, there also just select it and execute Control C. So that you are killing it. Okay, so Control C mine. Okay, now it is killed. After it is stopped, then only sorry. So here, go to your code and again do ambient clean package. Or in fact, either here you can do it. In fact, at the same prompt, in the command prompt, same thing you can do it also. Instead of at the code, here also you can execute same thing, ambient clean package. On the command prompt also, it will work. So for the development purpose, because it will be easier, so you can do everything from one window or one tool. That's why they have given this terminal for you, but always you can execute from your command prompt. Okay. So I am doing this so that you understand how things are done. Okay. Now we have another, so this file is added. So now let's see, same Java -jar target and demo, run it. And access the same again with login. Okay, this is the login page, right? So we just, when I'm doing just concept what it is, I'm not bothered about what is inside, what is in the file itself. So once that, just stop the server. Stop the server. Control C, it is stopped. After stopped, you cannot access it, just to check if you cannot access it. Okay, it is because the server is not running. Now you have added a new file to your local repository, right? Here you will see, here you have added it already. So workspace SB demo, and you have go to the source. If you go to the main Java and the POC demo, you have login controller added. How to push it back to your remote, or how to check out this code to your remote repository. Okay, how to do that? Hopefully who already worked, they know, but now there is a way, and I have given this here. That same thing I have explained here. If you don't have to just remember, just always follow this. What you do is, if you have a new file, git add the file name. Okay, so what you do is git, okay, you there is a way, because it will be
repository everybody would be writing.
No, that's why I have given permission, because it was not visible, but I still don't know whether it will come as a I'll see that later. Maybe not, because that I need to spend some time figuring out, and this is a free account also. So controlling completely each individually is out of the scope. I think they don't give that completely, giving control and controlling all the authorization to everybody to do different things. So I don't know, but we'll try that later. But don't try it for now, because otherwise you will be, everybody will be committing. But I think there will be a merge request will happen. Let me see that how the merge request will happen, because it will once you do that, you have to open a merge request to be able to merge. But I don't think you will be able to commit it.
It would create a request. You need to approve it.
Yeah, so that's exactly. So we'll see that maybe little later once you go ahead. Okay, how we can maybe streamline that. I have not just today I found some time, so I just added everybody, but I have not streamlined the whole process. Okay, so we'll do that in due course of time. But let's see here. What normally you would do is git. So here I am at the SB demo. So what I do is git add source, give the complete path, source, then I think what is the path?
So
or you can directly go to the path also if you want, and you can add.
You can also use git status. It would give the path of the files you want to commit.
Right, but I wanted to show exactly simple. I don't want to make it complicated. Okay, so
Okay.
what I do is slowly I want to introduce different. I don't want to give at a time everything. Okay, cd src and cd main, cd, what is that, java, okay, then cd boc, right? then cd demo. Right here it is. PWD will not work here. Okay, so you can here also you can add it. So what you can do is git add and just give login. Load just Java. You can do it here or cd it's not going Windows. Okay, cd okay. So now you even if you can here git add and you can just give the complete path like source git. Okay, so here is the new file. Okay, you can check it and give it completely the path, or you can directly go to individual folder and you can add it. Okay, so that's the way to add the individual files which is newly created. Okay, now once you create it, you add it. I have given also a way how to commit it before pushing it back. So git commit -m. M is message. What message you want to pass? So git commit -m. I call it login. Add it. Okay, so this is, you see here one file changed and create mode is it will be created. You see now, let's go to our, if you see here, it is not there yet. Source, main, demo, only 2 Java files are here, right? It's not yet there. So now git push and whether you, okay, there are ways you can either push it to, if you have, you always can change it to different branches. So here, if you see here, master, and I have a dev branch also, dev, okay? So maybe I'll see if I can create for you, I cannot create so many branches to individual, but I'll figure it out, okay? How to push, or what you can do is, there is one way to try it yourself. You can actually have your own branch, sorry, in your, because you have your own, this is a shared project. You can create your own project in your GitLab, okay? And you can push to your own repository also. That is possible. I'll tell that how. So you can either push to go push -u origin master, this is either master, or you can push to dev, okay? So let's push to master for me, okay? So, okay. So here, if I do it, it is pushed, set up, and its master branch will be updated. Let's see it is there or not. Now it is updated. So you see here, go to main, demo. Is it? What happened?
Change the, it is, you are in dev branch.
Oh, okay. Okay, here, yeah, I'm in dev branch. So you see here, it is there, okay? So this is the way just to add a new file, okay? And you see my commit message is here, login page added, okay?
That is like central. So what is it like a commit versus a push do?
Sorry?
Because like in other subversions and other kind of repositories, you directly do a commit and then like it goes to the repository, right? But in Git, I see like, you are doing a commit and then you're also doing a push in order for it to be available in the repository. So when you do a commit in Git, like where does the file actually go?
So it is one, if you're committing, that means you are committing that everything is frozen. Okay. So now nothing, it can, whatever modified is frozen, and later you're pushing it.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, so this is, as I said, I will not really cover every details about every command. Okay. Please read it yourself. And but just taking you through the flow, how it is really done. And because we have to do a lot of things. Now I have to create another instance in cloud to build it. How to, now I have to tell you how to build it on the create a pipeline and build it. So we have to do a lot of things because it is hands-on, right? I cannot really take you through the theory. Okay, please bear with me. So I because this is a complete hands-on, people should know rather than, I know you can read the theories, you can explore the different options. So I will cover mostly what is required and giving you exactly what is the flow. Okay. So once it is done, now I'll go back to my project, and you can see here, particularly I want to bring to your notice to one file here called .gitlab-ci.yml. Okay. So this is the file which is actually defines the pipeline. Okay, this is normally created by the CI/CD admin or the CI/CD architect. Okay, the DevOps architect, he defines what is the pipeline should look like. It's a very fairly simple pipeline I have created. That means if you see here, I have a cast, build, I have build, test, and deploy, 3 stages defined here. Okay, for this, and I have already configured it so that, because we saw that there was a new file post, so by default actually it started building it. But you see here, build, test, and deploy, this pipeline is already created, but it is stuck at build, because obviously I have not given a runner to it. Okay, but it started building without having any runner. That's why it will not move ahead also. It will be always pending. It will look for a runner to run it. Okay, because runner is nothing but a obviously it has to build somewhere, and the build should have, the Maven should be installed, and Java should be installed, so that if the same environment, right? Whenever we build it here with all the commands, exactly same thing. If you see here, my build stage, my builds, what is my build is, I have defined it here, my pipeline. Go to repository, and the file, if you open this file, you see here in the build, what I have given is the same command, the script. So this is the way I have given Maven, mbn, clean, and package, and mbn test for the test, and java -jar is just to deploy or run it. Same thing I have given, just to make it fairly simple. Okay, but obviously it needs a system to run it or build it, and we have not yet given it a build system. So let's build that first, and for that what I'll do is I'll build that in the cloud, on the cloud rather. So AWS, I'll go to Amazon, and what is the process is, first of all, I have to register a GitLab runner. So it is called runner. Okay, I have already logged into my system, I think here. Okay, so I created a runner and go to EC2. Now, I'm sure you all have already AWS account, free account. and you can create a running instance, right? So let's do that. Create a running instance, create an instance rather, launch instance, and select the default one. And go to the, instead of private, I'm not going to define here any public. These are the infrastructure things. I don't want to focus on the architecture steps here. I want to rather focus simple creating a publicly available instance. So I'll create in the public subnet, add a storage, small storage obviously. And I can add a tag also like name, I can name it, and kind of GitLab runner, okay. And security group, I'll give a security group which is my DMZ security group so that it can talk to the public. And launch, acknowledge, and that's the system. Okay, so let's view the instance. So this is pending, it is going to run, okay. So let me remove this, okay. So GitLab runner is pending. Now let's see how can I attach this instance to my GitLab account so that my GitLab can use this instance for building and running. Okay, that's my intention. So that now I'll, instead of building locally here, when I was executing here in my Windows system, here, when I was building, obviously I was using my local laptop to build. But in a normal DevOps scenario, in a team, when whole team is building, they need to build, or maybe nightly build, or the whole final build happens where it happens. Maybe for the daily development, you are building your own. But when the actual build happens, the production build or actual testing build happens, obviously it is built in a common system where a nightly build happens. Every night there will be a build happens automatic, right? So how that happens? So here I have the instance now, it is running. Now I have a public IP, right? So what you do is here, first access it from your local system, okay? Okay, it is accessible from my local system, right? Now, if on the GitLab, go to the console here, go to systems settings, okay? In the project settings, here, go to CI/CD and click it, just to show you how it is done. So in the project, CI/CD, the settings, CI/CD, and here, once you click, there will be something called runner here, okay? Go and expand it. Here, if you see, previously I had a runner registered. Let me remove it. Removed. Now, you can see here, for you, it may be enable share. This will be disabled. Okay, I have disabled a share runner. Actually, GitLab themselves, they give some runner for you to run. But that is very not always available because they have limited resource, right? So I have disabled it. I obviously, in a actual scenario, you will not ask GitLab to give you, or then otherwise, if it is a big project, they'll charge, and it can be done. Obviously, they can give, but normally people prefer to run their own runner so that they can configure themselves. Okay, so here, set up specific runner manually, or even if you have a Kubernetes cluster where you want to run every job as a container, you can also create a, if you have existing Kubernetes cluster, you can attach it here also using this method. So we'll discuss that later, but let's start with a bit easier way. So first thing is install GitLab runner. First, okay, so in my presentation, I have made a small installing Docker. So I think, so I think I had it somewhere. GitLab install GitLab runner. I think this one, okay. Let me copy it. So So this is the procedure. Just it is there in their website, but instead of you search it directly, I just copied from their GitLab site. It's available there. You can get it there itself. If you click that link, which I just showed you, if you click this link, GitLab server, you right click, and you can find the way in the Linux, the install GitLab, okay? How to do it. But instead of that, I just have already figured it out and just copied it here, okay? So let's just execute one command is this copy call, and in our system, which is created on the cloud, just execute this command, okay? This will download, actually it will set up all the necessary repository for GitLab. So this is repository is set up. Now, just the next command you execute, that is sudo yum install GitLab runner, okay? And just execute it. So this will install the GitLab runner in the instance which is created on anywhere, whether it is local or cloud, anywhere. You can register a system to run it. Even if you can install on your laptop itself to be a GitLab runner, okay? So here, finally, start it. Or you have to configure it actually before. Okay, let's start it first. It is now running. So next one is start the register the GitLab runner with your GitLab SaaS. Okay. So this is our SaaS, right? This is our GitLab SaaS, this one. So now if you see here, there is no runner. If you refresh it, no runner still, because we have not registered it here. Okay. So what I do is final command, just GitLab runner register. Once you do that, it will ask, okay, enter your Git CI coordinator URL. In our case here, this is the, because we are directly running the GitLab server, this is actually GitLab server. And there is a way to run your local GitLab server also, which is normally done in every company. They have their own server also, if they don't want to go with gitlab.com, because obviously gitlab.com will charge, right, for individual users.
Sorry to pause here. Can we please go back to the GitLab UI? So the settings that you see that, right? Is there additional privilege needed, or
no?
I don't see that.
Even I don't see that.
This one you don't see that?
The settings we don't see.
Below analytics settings.
You are owner of this account, so you would be able to see it.
Yeah, because this is obviously one, you cannot configure your runner. But if you create, let's do one thing. So what you do is, you obviously what you can do is project your projects. Okay.
And that's fine. I think we can create our own project then. I think I just wanted to know that, but I think I got
Because I'm the admin of my project, so you cannot create a runner. Okay. So
correct.
You create a new project, and then for that project, you can actually define your own runner. So like just to quickly show you, new project, I'll create a new project. Let it be test project. Okay. Test project you create it and make it private or public or whatever you want, and the creator project. So now if you go here and project is created and go to settings and CI/CD, quickly you can do, and here a runner will be here, you see again. Okay. And this you see here, every individual, you can do it yourself. And it's appear now.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can you help us showing that how you created that YML file? Might be later.
Which one?
The YML file which you created in the repo project.
Okay. Yep. So see, let's go with the flow of what I'm telling, because if you confuse yourself, it will be very difficult. Okay. So you're now I'm teaching here how to create a runner, but you're asking me how to create a pipeline. See, please, I request all of you to be patient. Just don't run. I cannot help everybody individually. Please, okay? Because I'm teaching you how to register a runner, but you're asking me how to create a pipeline. That's something, please, okay? Let's not divert. So, because that is not over, I have not registered yet. So let me go back to my project. So here, if you see settings, CI/CD and CI/CD runner. So still I have not registered. I am halfway because you guys pulled me from there. So I could not complete it. So here we are midway. So my server is gitlab.com. So I enter it. Now give the token of the runner. So here, if you see here, use the following registration token during setup. So just you have to copy this. If you click here, it will be copied. Copy it and paste it during configuration here. Okay, and enter. Now it asked you want to name it. So what I name it, my AWS GitLab runner. I named it. Now it is asking if you want to, if you have multiple runners, actually you can give it a tag. That means tag means it is a name. You can give a different tags. So I don't want to give any tag here. But now it is asking me what are the commands or what are the ways it will build. So I'm simple giving it that it will execute with cells. I can use it as a Docker host also, but that some other time. Next time we'll see how Docker can be used once I introduce you to Docker. So allow here cell. That means it will execute all the commands in a simple cell. Okay. So now you can see here, runner registered successfully. Feel free to start it. So what I can do is sudo systemctl start GitLab runner. Okay, I started it. Or now let us see and refresh it here. You see here, runners activated for this project, and it is showing the one which I gave the name here, my AWS GitLab runner, right? The one which I gave it here, right? So now this particular runner is registered to do all the builds or whatever I want to do. Okay. Now, let's go back to our CI/CD pipeline. Okay. And you see this is failed because it was obviously didn't find a runner. Now it has a runner. Do you think it will still able to run? I don't think so. Why? I'll tell you. Let me delete this first. This is the previously it was trying to build. Now, so now there is no pipeline is there. Now let's see. Let's now run the pipeline. And what is the pipeline? Obviously, let's not go to what is exactly the pipeline inside. Let's not confuse with that. Let's understand one concept at a time. I'm talking about the runner first. I'm setting it up. Then I'll define what is the pipeline. Let's not focus what the pipeline is actually. Okay? How to run a pipeline first. Be a user before defining what is the pipeline is. So now I want to run the pipeline without knowing lots. Suppose I don't bother what is inside, what is build, test, deploy, how to do it. I don't bother. Will it build? It will fail, definitely. I'll tell you why. This is going to fail again. Okay? Yes, it failed. So why it failed? Let's see here. It said that obviously Maven will not be found. It executed a cell, but obviously there is no Java in that. You see here, mvn command not found, because it is a simple runner running without knowing what mvn is. Got it? So because all the commands, whatever I have given here, it is supposed to run in this system which I created on the cloud, right? You understood? Here. Now this system is going to execute all my commands which are defined in the pipeline. But there is no Maven command available here. So what I have to do is to make it successfully run, first I have to prepare my runner to execute all the commands, whatever I intend to run in the pipeline. And what is the pipeline? Then obviously these are the DevOps admin's job. It is not the developer's job to set up all the runners and whatever required for them to run. So you see here my repository. By the way, Raja, you asked it, right? The pipeline, right?
No, not me. Not me, Translation.
Who asked?
This is Abacus, Pankaj.
Why you asked me when you have the access? May I know?
No, I just see it first times, the GitLab. So
no, and you have the access of the whole code yourself. Don't you think you can just click it here and to know what is inside?
I do.
So that's why I said, let's not confuse. This is new for you. Let's go one step at a time, okay?
Agreed. Go ahead. Yeah.
So this is now, you see here, this pipeline is defined to run this script. Like a script means all these commands. It can run a script, or you can run a command also. So Maven, mvn is the command, it should find. Java is the command, it should find. But if it is not installed, obviously it cannot run. You got it? So that's why it is going to fail. Now, for my pipeline to work properly and build properly, what I have to do is, I have to install Java here, and I have to install Maven here also. And that's why this build system has to be ready. Let's see what is the time now, 8:48 almost. Okay. So that's I'm going to do next time. We'll build the whole system. If I install Java on a Linux system, we'll install Java Maven in the Linux system. And I think we did that. Did we do that last time? How to install Java in Linux? No, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
No,
Okay.
you just asked if you
So
have
we'll do that. And also what we'll cover is Docker. We'll introduce Docker because this is more useful and easy to do the same thing with Docker. But again, to know that complete Docker, we need Docker concepts. So that I'll introduce Docker concepts next time, so that we'll henceforth, we'll do all our builds using Docker. But before that, I wanted to conceptualize clear what exactly needed, why it is there, and what Docker is doing for you. Now we are doing manually. So now we'll do manually, install the Java command, manually install the Maven command or Maven, and then execute our pipeline here using in our pipeline and see that it is success. Then we'll delete the whole instance and we'll ask Docker to do for us. And it will be you'll see how simple it is just to execute and tell Docker, hey, do it, without installing Java or without anything. So we'll see the difference so that it will be clear also to you why Docker is useful. Okay, so I'll stop it here today. And
I just want to know this. So this basically GitLab runner is like kind of a build agent.
So it is a repository with CI/CD support. Like it is allowing you to build your pipeline, right?
Okay.
So, and these are all everything. In fact, with Bitbucket, you can do it. You can do it even if Azure DevOps, you can create a pipeline. So it is a way of supporting the dev team and support admin team to. So now what is the DevOps concept? Like you are a developer. So suppose you are a developer, you are working just developing using a tool called maybe Visual Studio Code, where you are coding and pushing, like right?
Right.
So you are not bothered that what is happening outside. But if it is that you are a DevOps engineer, your work is actually to set up the whole thing. These are all a DevOps engineer do. Initially set up the build environment, create a pipeline, and this is the script actually. What if you want to actually defining the pipeline itself? And when you had said, I said defining the pipeline, obviously you should what is the syntax of defining the pipeline? How the build stage in the build, what you need to build it. In the deploy, what you need to deploy it.
Got it. So are all this part of GitHub GitLab runner?
GitHub. It's not part of Git or GitHub. This is the syntax for GitLab particularly. Okay. So similarly, Jenkins, we have a file called Jenkins file, which it understands the Groovy script. So the Jenkins file is written using Groovy script. Okay, but here GitLab is simply a YAML file. Okay. Similarly, Bitbucket, they have their own. But remember, this file name is constant. .gitlab-ci.yml is the file. You cannot change the file name. This is the file you have to create so that by default, when you are executing your pipeline, when you create a pipeline, it will look for this file called .gitlab-ci.yml file if it exists or not. If it does not exist, because it will understand the structure of the pipeline from that file. You see this structure? The structure of this is like there is a build, there is a test, there is deploy. First build, it will move push to test, it will push to deploy. And this structure is defined in this file, the gitlab-ci.yml. This is defined here. You see here, I have a stage called build, I have a stage called test, and I have a stage called deploy.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yep. So this is to make the life simpler and so that the developer team and the administrator team work for a common goal, which I said. He is helping you to work. And once it is done, what you do is you log in, right? Can you guys confirm me? Can you see this button?
Yep.
Can you click it?
Yes.
Yep, click it. You can click it because you're part of the developer group, so you can run it. So you can see that the same runner can be utilized by multiple developers, and they can build their own build without like your local, instead of using your local build, you can do it. But obviously there should be a permission. I have given as developer permission so that you can build it. Okay. But it may fail because it obviously it has to be there. Is runner has to be there, all this, but let's see the jobs. Okay.
Yeah, it's saying, sorry to interrupt you, like the form contains the following error: insufficient permission for the protector reference master.
Okay, so that here possibly I have not given you. There are permissions obviously. So but I have given everybody here the build pipeline. I have only project members build, test, and deploy. I have given permission. Let me check. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but that's the way to build. So, as a developer, you just have to click it. Nothing.
They are checking into master. That's why they are getting access issue. Maybe.
Oh, maybe I'll. So I wanted to introduce. Actually, I could not spend time in. This becomes another job for me then. Setting up the whole dev environment, right? Which I unfortunately I will not be able to spend so much of time. And but I'll see to it. I'll configure it properly again, and so that you get the right permission to do so. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I stop it here today, and next we'll see. And by the way, you in between in this week, you can try it with your own repository, create some sample repository, create some Java files, and just keep your hand dirty and just try it yourself. It may fail, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, you are using a remote repository, right? Yep. And make yourself very comfortable with this page also. What are the options that you have? Okay, so let me delete this instance. Yes, that's all we have today, and we'll meet in the next. So where it went.
Thank you, Pancha.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Panchaleshwar.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.